Look what we've got. The Meat Spoiler, a Storio scenario for Mask Witches of Forgotten Doggerland. This is the print version of the Reduxed book. This is the new edition of this book. All human-made art throughout. This is all models and sets and some photos worked in, as you can see throughout. Gives it a really unusual look, which I think is pretty cool. Let's have a look through. So, this is a sort of inspirational work for Mask Witches of Forgotten Doggerland, the storytelling game of the psychedelic Mesolithic. In this game, it's really powered by players. Players have enormous power over the way the story goes and the narrative goes and what happens. Very different to your traditional role-playing game where the GM kind of is in charge of really what happens, when, and the scope of the story. In Mask Witches, the players have much more control. So that makes it a bit different to write scenarios for. So this is more of a collection of scenes and things. There is a through line through it. There is a story, but it is really up to you how you use that. You know, that's some of my favourite pieces of artwork for Mask Witches, actually. I think these two characters worked out really well. Look at that. There's a lot of this kind of stuff. Models and sets and things. So in this story, it's a very typical Mask Witches story of a lakeside community for whom things are going wrong, things aren't working out. There's disagreement in the community about where to hunt and how to prepare for the winter, and that disharmony has caused an evil spirit, the Meat Spoiler, to arise and threaten the community. I don't want to get into too many spoilers. It's not actually we should flick through this in case you play it, because there's vital information. Look at these cool dudes. There's vital information that you will seek to uncover if you play it. Look at that. The painting cave. That's all about. So this scenario really gives you a sort of tour de force of all the different things Mask Witches can do in the game to battle an evil spirit and gain the stuff they need to drive it off. Oh, that's one of my favourite pictures. So the scenery there is a photograph from near, I don't know exactly where it is because it's not exactly a place. It's just taken from the road near a place called I can't say it. A place called Pool U on the north west coast of Scotland. It's quite a distance from where I live in Falkirk in Scotland. It's absolutely beautiful. The west coast has just some stunning scenery, and it's quite a sort of, to use a dangerous word, a sort of primal landscape. And I think it works really well. I use it in a bunch of photographs. Although I also use in the set making in this book and in Mask Witches, there's a lot of scenery here that's just photographs from the back of the Handiwork Games office. We've got amazing views over the Ochil Hills. So this illustration is a tar pit. Now that is actually sort of photo montage. It includes some models and it's quite subtle in there, the things that make up that picture of a tar pit. But this is in a park fairly near our house. A really wild park. It's got massive reed beds there that are really great for Mesolithic Doggerland. Right, there's one of lots of little people building a henge, which is something you can do in the scenario. Oh, wow. So these ones, I doubt I'll be able to find it quick enough. Oh, whoa, I turned straight to it. So in Mask Witches of Forgotten Doggerland, there's a big section about food that people eat in Forgotten Doggerland. And for this particular photo shoot, I did get together a bunch of foods, including these mushrooms, and I then discovered them much later, much to my embarrassment, at the back of the fridge, and they made great props for the Gathering a Spirit Poison section of this scenario, where you can collect some really poisonous grey mushrooms, and these are the original food mushrooms, but they've gone very, very rotten. Should have really thrown them straight out. I'd like to apologise for my family for the things they have to put up with. We should have cooked them and eaten them, actually. That's what we should have done. More stuff with some... Got a great collection of skulls now, actually. All gifted to me. So our lead artist at Handiwork Games, Scott Purdy, he sent me his skulls, which he had for reference as a fancy illustrator, but he doesn't make a lot of use of, and he's really used to them. So he sent those up, so I'm taking care of those at the moment. And then that deer skull is my son Rory, who, if you're a super Handiwork Games fan, you'll know from The Forest Dragon by Rory, age 9. Rory is now significantly older than 9, and he was away camping with the explorers and found what he initially thought was a goat, but it's a deer. It's a deer skull. And really quite clean, naturally quite clean. Still a bit nasty, but clean enough. So yeah, that one's in there. Found that in the woods. And some more Masquitches. Yeah, the aftermath. So yeah, lovely little book. Great to have this one back in print. We'll hold on to this until we are ready to send out all our backer copies of Masquitches of Forgotten Doggerland. The campaign at the time I'm recording the Kickstarter campaign to raise the funds to print that. It's only been over a week, so we haven't seen the money yet. But we have been investing some money we already had in printing some of the smaller stuff before we do the great big print run of the Masquitches book itself. So we'll hold on to that. But you can pre-order it now on our website, secure your copy, and it will be, of course, on general sale. So there we go. So another fine Masquitches of Forgotten Doggerland production. Check out our website at, yeah, I've got to say these kind of things, right? Handiwork.games. Nice one. Hope you enjoyed a wee look through that. I certainly did.